Okay, we will go on to introduce each part of the ventilator. This one is the main unit of the ventilator. This one is the humidifier, the trolley, and the air compressor. This one is the pressure gauge of the air compressor. And this one is the gas outlet for the air compressor. This one is the timer for the air compressor. This one is the switch for the air compressor. And this one is the power cable for the air compressor. Switch, power cable, fans, battery, and gas supply for air and oxygen. The pressure for the gas supply is between 280 to 600 kPa, but for the safety consideration, we suggest the gas supply pressure is between 315 to 500 kPa. Nebulizer, oxygen sensor, inspiration port, and expiration port. Switch for the humidifier, and this one is to adjust the temperature. Pay attention, we need to put the distilled water firstly, and then we can connect the cable and adjust the temperature. And there is a minimum and maximum level for the distilled water. After installate all the circuits, we can use the machine. Firstly, we need to turn on the machine. The switch is in the behind. After we turn on the machine, there is an instruction to ask you if you want to do the test. Also, we can enter the test when we in the standby page. There is a system test instruction. We can enter, and then there is two kinds of the test. One is the device test, and the other is the patient secret test. Firstly, we do the device test. We can follow the instruction here. Is please connect the test tube and gas supply. It means firstly we need to turn on the air compressor and connect the oxygen. Then we need to connect the tube as the picture. It means we need to use one tube to connect the inspiration hole and the expiration hole. We can use the short tube to connecting the inspiration port and expiration port. Connect like this. After we connect the tube, we can confirm, and the system will do the test automatically. And because right now we don't have the oxygen, so we have turned off the oxygen sensor test. But it's very important for doctor to do this test. When the hospital connect the oxygen gas supply, the test will be done automatically. And about the battery test, we can see the instruction is please disconnect the AC power supply. We need to disconnect the AC power for the main unit of the ventilator. And then it means please connect AC power supply. We just connect the AC power again, and it will pass the test. After passing the device test, we will do the patient secret test. It's similar to do the patient secret test. First, press patient secret test, and then we can follow the instruction is please connect the patient secret and block the white piece. It means we need to connect the tube as the normal use, and then use our hand to hold the white piece and confirm it will done the test automatically. Connecting the tube as the normal use. and then use our hand to hold the piece Y. Then confirm. The machine also will do the test automatically. After that, we have complete all the tests and we can exist. Then we can use the machine to the patient. We can use the airbag as the patient. After we doing the test, we can use the machine to the patient. We can see the interface of the ventilator. This part, it means the model right now you have select to the patient. And this part is the alarm part. This one is the date and the time. This one is the battery and the power cable. This one is a model you can select. There is almost all the model of the ventilation like VCV, PCV, SMV, VS, APRV, NIV, etc. And for example, we choose PCV. Then confirm. And in the bottom, there is a setting parameter we need to adjust according to the patient. To adjust the parameter, firstly, we need to select and then use the knob to adjust. And one thing is very important is you need to confirm after you adjust. Otherwise, it won't be changed. After we adjust all the setting parameters, we need to go on with the alarm. In the alarm, there is a maximum and minimum alarm. It means every time when the doctor uses the ventilator to the patient, the doctor needs to, according to the situation of the patient, to adjust the maximum and minimum alarm setting. To set the alarm also is firstly select and then use the knob to adjust, then confirm. After setting the alarm, the doctor can use to use the ventilator to the patient. Press standby and start. We can see this part is the monitoring parameter. If the doctor wants to see more completely the monitoring parameter, you can choose in the monitoring. It will show all the monitoring parameters to the doctor. And there, the graph, the doctor can change the waveform if he wants to see the waveform or to see the loop, for example. There's two loops, see in the screen. And to change back, also in the graph, change back. And in the trend, we can see there is a trend, maximum 72 hours trend record. The doctor can see all the parameters according to the needs. For example, select and then see all the parameters. And also there is a trend graph and trend table. It's the same to change the time, change the parameters. And in the system, you can see the software vision, runtime, barometric pressure, temperature, optional functions, and the gas pressure. Just pay attention, the gas pressure is better between 350 to 500 kPa. And in the setting, you can set the sign, the trigger tab, the pressure trigger or flow trigger, the language, the unit for CO2, the inspiration, expiration or inspiration time. And also to turn on or turn off the oxygen sensor and CO2 SpO2, but CO2 SpO2 is optional function, and the loudness for the machine. Okay, we will go on with the bottom. About the alarm, there is three kinds of the alarm. Like this, if the color is yellow and is a light on, it means the lowest level. And when the light becomes to red, it means the highest level of alarm. And if the color comes to yellow also but it's signs, it means right now it's the medium level of the alarm. And when there is alarm, we can hear the audio and see in the screen. And we can use the alarm silence to silence the alarm maximum 2 minutes. And the alarm reset, we can reset the alarm before happened. And the lock, it means to lock the screen, can't touch. And press once again to unlock. The freeze is to freeze the waveform. When we press the freeze, the machine also working but the waveform will freeze. And we can adjust to see the parameters. And the nebulizer, we can see nebulizer on, and then it will the gas will pass through the nebulizer. Press once again to turn off. Inspiration hold, it means when we touch this button, all the time the ventilator will do the inspiration without expiration. And the expiration hold is similar. If we touch this button, all the time the ventilator do the expiration without inspiration. And the manual inspiration, it means we can control one-time breath. We can see. This time is controlled by ourselves. And 100% oxygen is before the suction. The ventilator will give a high level percent of the oxygen to protect the patient. And press standby start to stand by the machine. About the calibration, we can enter in the system and we can see calibration. Just pay attention. The calibration only can enter in the standby model. It means when we work the ventilator, we can't enter the calibration page. And there's several selection for the calibration. The first one, service model, is for the engineer. And this one, pressure sensor calibration and the flow sensor calibration, is when the waveform 0 is not good. We can do these two calibration. To do this calibration, firstly, we need to take off the circuit and then make sure there's no flow delay to the flow sensor. And then we can press. The machine will do the calibration automatically. Take off all the circuit and then pressure sensor calibration. It will be done automatically. Also the same, press flow sensor calibration. It will also be done automatically. And just pay attention, no flow delay to the flow sensor to calibrate. To do the calibration, first we need to take off the tube. And then make sure there's no flow delay to the flow sensor and pressure sensor. Then press the pressure sensor calibration. The system will do the test automatically. Also the same, press flow sensor calibration. Also will be done automatically. About the oxygen sensor calibration, we need to do the oxygen sensor calibration when we receive the machine. And every time we change the oxygen sensor, or sometimes when the FiO2 monitoring parameter is not good, we need to do the oxygen sensor calibration. To do the oxygen sensor calibration, you need to connect the oxygen sensor gas supply and then press. It will be done by itself. And about the touch screen calibration, is only used when the touch screen is not workable. Pay attention, when we do the touchscreen calibration, you'd better use touch pen. But if you don't have, you also can use the normal pen, but without the sharp part.